What's up, everyone? Bob's Blu-rays here, back again with another unboxing video. This time I'll be going through a Gruv haul that I got in the mail and also a few more things that I picked up from Half Price Books on my way home again today, and a fun little story. So I'll get into it right after this intro. Alright, so like I said, I decided to stop at Half Price Books on my way home again and actually heard somebody say, "Bob, is that you?" And I turned around and it was my buddy Mike, who goes by Magic Hands in the chats on YouTube every once in a while. Hopefully he creates a channel eventually. I know he's on the fence about starting one. He will be taking the trip with me to Pennsylvania when I go meet up with Tim for the Bull Moose trip in October, which is going to be a lot of fun. He's going to be doing the road trip with me, and we decided to stop at some other places along the way. So it's going to be a good time. Can't wait for October for that weekend. And let's go ahead and dive into what I grabbed from Half Price Books. A couple more items from the clearance hit rack. And then he also let me know that the Bruce Lee set is back in stock on Arrow Video's website, which I didn't know about, just the red one. And then also on Grindhouse website, grindhousevideo.com, they have the Enter the Video Store box set from Arrow Video, the one that has like dolls and I think Robo blocks or something like that. That's back in stock on Grindhouse, but for $99, I guess. So they know it's out of print and they raised the price. But for anyone that's interested, shout out to my buddy Mike for letting me know that. I think I'm going to try and pull the trigger on both of those. And then also Jaws 2, that deluxe edition, it came back in stock on US Amazon this time, but it's out of stock. Exorcist, like the deluxe box set, is in stock on US Amazon at the moment if you're interested. It's a little bit different than the UK deluxe edition box set. And yeah, so it seems like the US is starting to sell a lot of the UK deluxe edition steelbook box sets and stuff like that. Hopefully that continues to be a trend. But that's everything as far as any news goes. I never really do that, but it was just some information I wanted to share. Hopefully that helps somebody out there. But let's go ahead and dive into the three things I picked up at Half Price Books today. I grabbed 50 for 50, another one that's $3 on the clearance rack. Never came with a slipcover in the original pressing. Him and I were looking, trust me. Thought it might have, but it didn't. And I grabbed it. I've seen this once. I haven't seen it since. But looks a little bit like me right here, you know, once he shaves his head. But yeah, grabbed it, only seen it once. I remember thinking it was okay or enjoying it a little bit. Don't remember too much, but I'll be checking that out at some point. Happy to have it. And then I also grabbed this, My Best Friend's Girl. Now, I remember seeing this in theaters and thinking it was decent. It could have been better. I think I watched it once on Blu-ray or DVD. I used to have it a long time ago, once again, when I sold my entire collection. So looking forward to revisiting this at some point. I know Adam ended up finding this out in the wild not too long ago as well. The case is cracked up here and the art sleeve right here is ripped. So hopefully I could find another one or something like that. But for $3, I decided to grab it. And then I also grabbed The Secret Dare to Dream. Now, this is an alternate slipcover than the other one they put out. It's very similar and I actually have the other one. Bit more expensive than I would have liked to pull the trigger on this for, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool to have. I enjoyed this movie quite a bit, actually. I'm not like the biggest Katie Holmes fan in the world, but I enjoyed this movie, and I'm happy to have the other slipcover with it. I know Tiana was also a fan of it, and I was telling her about there's an alternate slipcover. It's really cool. It feels different. My buddy liked the other one more, but I actually like this one, so now I have both of those slips. All right, so that is everything that I got from Half Price Books. Let's go ahead and dive into this Gruv haul that I got. I think I got 16 movies, I believe it was. I was sitting talking to Mizzy a lot about them, and I decided to get them. And I already see a spine slash on one of these, which disappoints me because last night after I recorded my video, I realized my Bullet Train Steelbook has a spine slash as well. And I hate spine slashes because they show up on the shelf. Curious to hear what your thoughts are about spine slashes. Will you keep them? Do you care more about loose discs? Do you hate spine slashes? Is it a big deal to you? All right, so I grabbed this. I believe it was 20 bucks. I'll try and give a price point on all these. Universal Classic Monsters, Blu-ray Steelbook. I believe you get a bunch of them. Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy, The Invisible Man, The Wolfman, and Bride of Frankenstein. So a lot of these came to 4K, 4K Steelbook, 4K Slip, 4K box set. But still happy to have it. I love my Steelbook, so I grabbed that. I believe it's, like I said, $19.99. Next one I grabbed is going to be Life. Now, they were running a, what is it, 3 for 12? 3 for 15? I think it's 3 for 15 Blu-rays or something like that. It might still be going on, but it was a pretty good deal. It knocked all of these prices down to like $3.99 a piece, I believe, or $4.99 a piece. But either way, Life Blu-ray, I remember seeing it once, and it's a lot different than I would have expected. A little bit darker. Really enjoyed it. The ending is perfect. Next one that I grabbed is going to be Definitely Maybe. Now, I remember seeing this in theaters with just my dad, and him and I both really enjoyed this movie. I'm personally quite a big fan of this movie. I used to have it once again, so trying to get all those Blu-rays that I used to own. But I like this movie a lot. I'm a big fan of Definitely Maybe. Next one is going to be the one with the spine slash. And I'm so excited to finally have this. I think this is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best artworks around for a Howard the Duck Steelbook. I've never seen this movie. I've heard kind of mixed things. I've heard it's pretty bad. But this is like, to me, one of the coolest Steelbook artworks around. I love it. I love the colors. I love the embossing and debossing everywhere on this. It's just beautiful. But if you could see, spine slash, I believe, and sometimes you can move the plastic and it's only on the shrink wrap. This is absolutely on the Steelbook itself. And it sucks. I suppose I've never ordered from Gruv. I suppose I could contact them. This is my first ever order from Gruv. I do like the way they shipped and everything like that. This one has a loose disc. The Last Samurai here, Steelbook. This was either $9.99 or $10.99. How do you feel about loose discs, spine slashes, all that stuff? So for loose discs, in my opinion, if you know there's a loose disc, I don't even know why you bother shipping it. You're more than likely going to have most people contact you via email or calling you, and they're not going to be happy. Now, I'll deal with loose discs. I'll just open it, put the disc back in there. I don't think I own this movie, so if I do decide to check it out at any point, I just hope the disc works. Next one up after that is going to be Far and Away. Now, this was on sale on Amazon's website recently. This came as a recommendation from Adam, the movie hunter. I haven't seen it yet. He put together a list of 10 movies for me to see. This was on there, along with 9 others. Quite a few Tom Cruise movies on there. And I like Tom Cruise, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Next one up after that, shout out to Cody, is going to be Beethoven. Now, I think Beethoven, maybe Beethoven 2, or the second it might be called, they're on Blu-ray, I believe. Maybe. I remember seeing this in theaters as a kid. What is this, 94 or something like that? 91. This is 91. So, you know what? Didn't see it in theaters then. Had to have watched it because that was the year I was born. So I had to have watched this on VHS as a family, probably a movie night with the family. But I remember seeing quite a few of the Beethoven movies. Next one up is going to be The River Wild, which I just watched the remake called River Wild. They just erased the. And I actually thought the remake was quite good. I thought Adam Brody did a great job as the villain. That's not a spoiler. It's literally on the back pretty much. But Adam Brody was great. I thought Leighton Meester did a good job. I really liked the remake. And I haven't seen this one, so I'm looking forward to checking that out. Next one up after that is going to be Crybaby. Now, I haven't seen this one as well. Hot take here, I'm not the biggest Johnny Depp fan. He's fine. I don't hate the guy or anything like that. So, like, when that whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing was going on, I just think they're both, like, clowns. To be honest, I didn't care one way or the other about that whole case. It seemed like it was some huge thing everybody was into. And I know most people love Johnny Depp. I could really care less about the guy. But him in his younger days, I didn't mind him. I just don't like his newer stuff. I don't like the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. It's just not my style. Johnny Depp's not my thing. But Crybaby, I am looking forward to checking this out. Because there's another movie with him from the 80s that I actually like. So I don't hate him. I just don't really care for most of the movies he does. Next one up after that is going to be Dante's Peak. I love Volcano. I haven't seen Dante's Peak, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. Pierce Brosnan. And is it? I always thought it was Pierce Brosnan. Is it Pierce Brosnan? I didn't know that, man. Interesting. I didn't know it was spelt like that. Linda Hamilton as well. So Terminator and Terminator 2. Looking forward to checking this out, as I love Volcano, so we'll see how that holds up compared to Volcano. Now, Harry and the Hendersons, I remember they were talking about this movie in a stream. I don't know what stream, I don't know how long ago, but recently, and I haven't seen it, and they were shocked that I hadn't seen it. I didn't grow up watching this, and everyone was talking about, oh, does it have a Blu-ray? And everyone was looking it up, and some people had already owned it, so Harry and the Hendersons. And I think Tiana had just watched that as well recently. All right, next up after that is going to be Major Pain. Every time I go to order this during the buy two, get one free sale, it's out of stock on Target, so finally got it. I've never seen that one either. Next up after that is going to be Executive Decision. This is Kurt Russell here. Hopefully, if it's anything compared to like Breakthrough, I believe it's Breakdown. Is it Breakdown? Breakdown. Right? That's what it's called. I love Breakdown. I have not seen Executive Decision, but hopefully it's decent. 90s Kurt Russell. I assume it's 90s. Maybe it's 80s. 96. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out as well. Looks like there's 3 more, I believe, here. We've got The Family Man up next. Now, I think I've seen this one. I don't think I've seen Weatherman. And I do have The Weatherman from Paramount, and this is Universal. So I'll have to check them both out at some point. I've seen one of them. I think it was The Family Man that I've seen. I don't think I've seen The Weatherman. All right, next up after that is going to be this E.T. Steelbook. E.T. Phone Home. Let's see if it's got no spine slash. That's good. So I have quite a few E.T. Steelbooks, a couple other ones, the 4K one. I have so many copies of E.T., but I liked this Steelbook and it was cheap. And I think it's like $6 or something. But either way, I decided to grab it. And the last one is going to be Meet Joe Black. Now, this is another one that I haven't seen, but I like the cast. So we'll see. We'll see if I enjoy it. You got Brad Pitt, of course, in it. Jake Weber. He was in Dawn of the Dead, I believe. So, yeah, I like the cast in this one. But I don't know who she is, though. But she looks very pretty on the back of this. Claire Forlani. I'll probably get corrected. I had somebody recently calling me out for my pronunciation of actors and actresses. Just giving me a hard time, of course, about it. But, yeah, I mean, some of these actors and actresses' names, they could go either way, right? You just don't know. But that's everything. That's all of it. Let's see if I could hold them all up in one. I also got some things from Walmart. I already opened them, put them away. There was 3 Steelbooks. Walmart's been letting me down between the spine slashes. One of the Steelbooks they sent me was, it had a loose disc in it, and it was, it wasn't sealed, so it came used. But if you have a movie that's open, make sure the disc is clipped in there. Why would you send something out that's used, and you don't even take the time to clip it back in? That makes no sense to me. I just don't understand the logic. And they also sent me a Steelbook that is not the one I ordered. So once again, I got a different one in the mail, and I'm just like, it's driving me crazy. That happened yesterday. But whatever, it is what it is. It's just basically a waste of money at that point. So, all right, let's go ahead and hold everything up here. So I think there's like 19 movies right here. Some Blu-rays and some Steelbooks, half-price books, and Gruv.com. So if you're in the comment section, let me know what I should do about that spine slash. Should I contact Gruv? Is it easy to deal with them shipping it back? Would you just deal with the spine slash? It's frustrating. I have plenty of Steelbooks with spine slashes. I once went through Amazon for my Slapshot Steelbooks. I got a spine slash. I ordered a replacement. It came with a spine slash. And then the third one came with a big dent. So 3 for 3 were all damaged. So sometimes you just can't win. You could order a replacement and get a worse one. It's just the way it goes. I've started to, as I've accumulated more and more movies, I used to be crazy about damage. I don't care nearly as much anymore. I obviously don't want something that's bent in half like my vacation steelbook, but I usually don't freak out about damage as much anymore, especially slip covers. If it's out of print, I just deal with it. It is what it is. I prefer to get the best one available. So, but I don't freak out. I used to, not so much anymore. I just try to get the best one available, and if not, it is what it is. So anyways, that's all. Hopefully you enjoyed this little video, a little bit longer than last night's. Have you seen any of these? There's quite a few that were blind buys on here, Meet Joe Black among others. If you've seen any, if you have ones that I should put aside, I have been putting a stack of movies aside for me to get to lately, and I get to them. So honestly, if you, in the comment section, and there's been quite a few people from my videos saying, you need to watch this one, you need to watch that one, I put them aside to watch them. So if you do rattle off like, oh, you've got to see this, I will put it aside, and sometimes I'll watch it that night if I get the time. Now, I'm crammed for time right now. I'm working crazy amounts of hours, but when I get the time, I will be binge watching some more movies. So I think tonight I'm going to check out The Gifted. I've never seen it, so this will be my first time watching it. And yeah, but other than that, hopefully you enjoyed the video. I did watch Problem Child last night. I enjoyed it. It is dated, and I'm sure it would have been quite a bit funnier if I grew up with it. There was no nostalgia to me with it, but I enjoyed it and I thought it was funny. And that kid is awful. Awful kid. Reminded me a ton of Tim Talks Talkies as a kid, teenager. So he was a little bit younger than Tim, but that's okay. Tim, I love you, buddy. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great rest of your week. We'll see when I put out another video. Who knows with time? I've just been lucky enough to come home to some packages. So everyone have a great one. Enjoy your week and do all of those things with the subscribe button and all that stuff if you'd like. Have a good one.